Joining us right now is Fox News legal analyst and author of the new book, The Russia Hoax, The Illicit Scheme to Clear Hillary Clinton and Frame Donald Trump. Gregg Jarrett is with us. Greg, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Congrats on the book. And as I read the title and as I report on what has taken place in the 2016 election, it seems exactly accurate in terms of what happened.
Thank you. Well, you would know because you have done so much to further the story yourself. I wrote this book because actually I became incensed and outraged that top officials at the FBI and the Department of Justice were abusing their positions of power to subvert the rule of law and undermine the democratic process. And I think I lay out a fairly persuasive case here of the facts, the evidence, and the law that this was a cesspool of corruption, and by the way, still is, because they continue to cover it up.
And the latest has a real focus on Bruce Orr, the number 3 guy at the DOJ, whose wife worked for Fusion GPS.
Yeah, I mean, talk about an incestuous collection of corrupt acts. You know, the FBI knew that Christopher Steele, who phonied up the anti-Trump dossier, was already on the payroll of Hillary Clinton. He was on the payroll of the FBI. And when the FBI finally fired Christopher Steele, their regulations say you can't have any more contact with him. So they were very devious. They used Bruce Orr at the Department of Justice as the conduit, the intermediary. The FBI continued to receive Christopher Steele information, spying on Trump, after he was inaugurated for several months thereafter.
Yeah. You know, what gets me, Governor, is, you know, it feels like the left, in their hatred of President Trump so much, they've thrown out all ideals. They've thrown out values of, you know, the law of the land. And it was okay to spy on Carter Page. Oh, because it's Trump. You know, it's okay to abuse your power at the top of the FBI. Oh, it's Trump. It's incredible.
Well, it is incredible. And, Greg, congratulations on the book. It reads like a novel. The frightening thing is that it's not fiction, it's fact.
That's right.
And you lay out an incredibly compelling case in a chronological order, which I think is a great value to the reader. So it's a powerful book. We've seen the weaponization of the agencies of our federal government going after a presidential candidate in a fashion we've never seen before, the highest levels. But when they are using their own power in this way to create a false dossier on which the warrant is obtained, legally, does that not put them with the fruit of the poisonous tree, and so that whatever they end up would be able to be pushed back because they got it illegally?
Yes, absolutely. Under the exclusionary rule, it would be excluded as evidence. The law enforcers became the law breakers, and what's outrageous is...
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah, they're not being investigated and prosecuted. I lay out a myriad of potential crimes here by people like Andrew McCabe, James Comey, and, you know, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and the list goes on. Things like abuse of power, which is a felony, obstruction of justice. They obstructed their own investigation to clear Hillary Clinton, and on the same day they cleared her, Comey's standing in front of cameras. His FBI is meeting secretly in London with Christopher Steele to begin the frame job on President Trump, then candidate Trump.
Wow. And you say that this all started when then FBI Director Jim Comey cleared Hillary Clinton in the email server probe back in 2016. Watch this.
Although we did not find clear evidence that Secretary Clinton or her colleagues intended to violate laws governing the handling of classified information, there is evidence that they were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information.
So while they were putting together a narrative about Donald Trump, they were very easy on Hillary Clinton, and they basically did not investigate.
Absolutely. And it was one deception and, I believe, lie after another from James Comey, as you saw it there, on that very day. He had originally written that Hillary Clinton committed crimes. He wrote it down twice, gross negligence. But his staff said, well, you can't clear her if you put that in your statement. So they sit down at Peter Strzok's computer and they expunge from Comey's statement those incriminating words and other allegations of criminality by Hillary Clinton. The swamp didn't want to be drained, and a potential President Trump jeopardized their ambitions and positions of power, so they sought to damage his candidacy. And when they didn't do that and he was elected, they sought to undo the election.
That's incredible, James.
And when you talk about the swamp going after now President Trump, but then candidate Trump, do we have a sense yet of exactly when this began? There seems to have been, I think, a real challenge for congressional investigators figuring out when was the real beginning of whether it was intelligence or law enforcement assets descending on the Trump campaign.
And this is what Devin Nunes is investigating right now. What happened before the actual launch of the investigation, which, of course, was July 2016.
Some of the documents that Devin Nunes is trying to get his hands on that Rod Rosenstein and Christopher Wray will not hand over, the origins of the Trump-Russia collusion investigation. It looks to me like the FBI began spying on the Trump campaign 7 months before they formally signed the papers launching the investigation. And by the way, when they signed those papers, they violated their own FBI guidelines. There was no probable cause, no evidence of crimes, no plausible intelligence for a counterintelligence probe. They broke the law and the rules.
Do you think there'll be any accountability here?
Not with Jeff Sessions and Rod Rosenstein at the helm of the Department of Justice. And that's a sad commentary on our system of justice right now. But Sessions is utterly feckless, and Rosenstein, I think, is trying to continue to cover up his own wrongdoing. This is a guy who should have recused himself the moment he appointed Mueller. You can't be a prosecutor and a key witness all rolled into one.
Because he okayed the fourth FISA warrant.
That's right. And you can only do that when you have new evidence. The best we can tell so far, they had no new evidence.
And there wasn't any evidence from the get-go. It was just the dossier.
Right. And the FBI knew that the dossier was totally fabricated. You can read it online. I've read it 100 times. I never failed to laugh. It is the work of an amateur dime novelist in junior high school. And even Christopher Steele, who wrote it, said in court papers under oath in Great Britain, which I dug up, and it's in the book, that it's unverifiable because it was a guy who told a guy who told a guy who told me. Triple, quadruple hearsay based on anonymous sources. You cannot use that sort of thing in a court of law, yet the FBI and DOJ used it to gain a warrant to wiretap. That's abuse of power. It's a fraud on the court.
So this is one political party spying on their opponent.
Right, and where's the outrage over Hillary Clinton paying for all of this? Now, that is a violation of the law. The Trump Tower meeting, perfectly legal. All the media has to do is read the Federal Campaign Election Act. Foreign nationals may participate in American political campaigns, and providing information is not a thing of value.
But stonewalling to Congress is something I do not understand why it continues. They have a constitutional obligation to give Congress what it wants, and Congress should use the power of the purse and cut off the money.
These are the oversight
That's the only way they have. Yeah,
absolutely. But I blame Congress because for decades, whenever the Department of Justice and FBI didn't want to hand over documents, they just said, we're not going to do it. And Congress never took action. So it's been habitual.
Well, the president could order all of this declassified.
And he should. I think he is considering it, but, there are those advising him not to. He should absolutely order declassification of the FISA application documents, the Gang of Eight documents, and the Origin documents.
The American people have a right to know, and they want to know. The Russia Hoax is the books, the illicit scheme to clear Hillary Clinton and frame Donald Trump. Gregg Jarrett, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congrats on the book. Great to see you.